Okay, welcome to part 2. So this time around you'll see that I've got a little bit of information in here. Let's just reinforce what we've just done. Let's imagine that we also wanted to have the title field also show up with some information that you could choose from a list, so like this. So see, I've got my names table, which is this one, and I've got my department table where the departments live, and this could be endless. I mean, there's only 4 in here, but that's just because that's the example. So how do I go ahead now? I'm going to do exactly the same scenario. How do I go ahead now and make it a link, or link 2 tables, create a relationship between 2 tables? And this time off the title field. So that would be things like Mr., Master, Miss, etc. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to go create. Actually, what I'll do is I'll first close this table because I don't need it anymore. I'll go to create. I'm going to go to table. Again, we've got a brand new table, so I'll just make the available fields. So let's make this one title. This time we're only going to need title. That can be text, that's fine. I'm going to go back to datasheet view to enter the information. Don't be tempted to put the information in here, this is just setting it up. I've got to save it, that's fine. So let's go, we'll just do a couple here. Master, something like that. Alright, so those are done. So I can close that. So now I've got 3 tables. So make sure you understand here what we're now doing. We're going to go back to the names table, and I need to make a connection on, at the moment it doesn't work, there's nothing, I haven't done it yet. But I'd like to be able to choose the fields from here. So I'm going to go back into design view, and I'm going to find the title field, which I have there, and I'll go for the lookup wizard. And yes, I want to choose it from another table. This time it's going to be the one called title. There's my field that it's available. Don't really need to sort it, but I'll sort it by title. There's the information. Okay, that's complete. It's going to also save another relationship. That's fine. Some data may be lost. That's only because there's probably something in there already. It didn't look like it. I'd sort of played around with it before, so that's fine. Now if I go back to datasheet view, now I should get, yes I do, get a little option arrow there to, oh, he's going to be Mr. I suppose. Jack is Mr. Bert is Mr. Okay, so you can see now I have made a connection again. So let's check again in the database tools and the relationships, and show all relationships. You'll now see that I've got 3 relationships, or 3 tables that are connected. Okay, that's all good. Now let's just highlight a couple of things to do with this. I'm going to go back into design view on the names table, and hopefully down the bottom here you can see enough of this. I might have to move it up a wee bit. Okay, so what I would now do is I want to show you just a couple of things down in here. So middle initial, every time you create a new field, Access stores or keeps 255 characters spaces available for that field, and in this case the middle initial is never going to use that many. So we really want to keep our database as small as possible, so I'm going to cut that down to maybe say 10. It's unlikely someone's going to have more than 10 for a middle initial. Just highlight again what we did the other day to do with the dates, or if I added a new field called phone number, I just want to show you that you can use what's called an input mask. So an input mask forces people to, that's fine, an input mask forces people to enter the information in the correct way. So you can change these of course, but in this case there's a few examples. So if I was using a phone number mask, you see how now it forces me, no matter what I do, to enter the information in the correct way. So in this case it's got the brackets and then a space, etc. So that's called an input mask, and that just allows the data to be entered correctly, or consistently if you like. Now let me show you another couple of things here. What if we had something called town? Let's say there was an address, but most of the people are from a certain town. We can set a default. So what if we wanted every record, or most likely the town people are from, is Queenstown? So if we put in here equals Queenstown, now what would happen is every time that we opened a new record, you'll see over here, and let me just scrunch this up. Now that every new record, the default place for it to be is Queenstown. So that's using a default field, which is quite a useful little tool, especially if you don't like doing lots of typing. So that was under town, and we had this set as a default, in this case of Queenstown.